Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Good morning to all of you. I welcomes to all in our lecture series on solid state physics. In our last class, we have been discussing about vibration of one-dimensional diatomic lattice. So the situation is this one: a diatomic lattice, linear diatomic lattice, one-dimensionally vibrating like this. Here dieting means this is a heavier mass, larger mass, this is a smaller mass and named as M and small m. Both are situated with a lattice constant A. And here we have to remember one thing, that one dimensional linear lattice with basis consists of two atoms of masses M and M. So here the basis, one basis or one lattice point have two atoms, this and this. Okay, so when this situation is going to be vibrate along x-axis or along one dimensionally, what type of frequency can be generated with correspond to its k vector, that we have been discussed up to this much. Up to dispersion relation we have been discussed in our last class, up to equation number 7, that is omega square is equal to beta, which is the force constant, 1 by m plus 1 by m plus or minus beta root over of 1 by m plus 1 by m square minus 4 sine square ka by m into m. Here small m, this is the capital M, this is wave vector. Up to we have been discussed in detail. So I suggest to all of you that you go through that video before you have to watch this video. It will be better for you and it will give the better understanding if you have to first watch the previous video and today's video. So today's video, from here we are going to be start. Okay, so everything, each and every step, how this force has been evaluated and how this all the forces has been evaluated, and solutions how it has been written in this format and this format, each and every step detailedly clearly I have been discussed. So go through that video. This is my suggestion. So from here today we are going to be start from here. Okay, so from equation number 7 itself, one can perceive easily that this omega square can be two values. This term plus this term one value, and this term minus this term will be one value. In which way we can write? See, from equation number 7 we get two values of omega, that is omega plus and omega minus. So they are expressed as omega plus. Here plus and minus are subscript, means we can say that naming of this is higher frequency, this is lower frequency, only for that, because this term plus one term, so obviously it will be higher, and the same term minus another term, it will be lesser as compared to this one. So this is omega plus means higher. It is naming that plus and minus subscript. You have to give the plus sign at subscript of omega. Okay, so omega square will be equal to beta into 1 by m plus 1 by m plus beta root over of 1 by m plus 1 by m square minus 4 sine square ka by small m into capital M. Let equation number 8a. Likewise, omega minus square will be equal to the same term minus this same term. Okay, let this is equation number 8b. From these two equations 8a and 8b, we can analyze the detailed vibration of the diatomic lattice. So these two equations helps us to analyze how the two atoms will be vibrate in a linear arrangement. Okay, first we have to consider omega plus versus k. Omega plus versus k, that is from equation number 8a. let for, so from equation number 8a we got this equation, and now we have to consider for k tends to 0 sin k equal to 0, because if k tends to 0, this value is tends to 0, k value is going to be tends to 0, and sin k will be minimum, or we can say it will be tends to 0. Hence omega plus square will be this term beta into 1 by m plus 1 by m plus beta root over of this term. Okay, this term. So here if we are going to consider, then this is root over and square, so we can get 2 beta 1 by m plus 1 by m. Hence omega plus will be equal to root over of 2 beta into 1 by m plus 1 by capital M. Let this is equation number 9. Now we have to consider that here we considered that sin k value is minimum, so this term is going to be 0. Now we are going to consider sin k value maximum. So sin k will be 1 when k will be equal to pi by 2a, pi by 2a. So for k tends to pi by 2a, sin k will be equal to 1. So hence it will be equal omega plus square will be equal to beta 1 by m plus 1 by capital M plus beta root over of 1 by m plus 1 by m square minus 4 by m into m. Okay, so is equal to beta into this term plus beta into this is nothing but is your 1 by m minus 1 by capital M whole square. Okay, if you are going to consider this one as a plus b square, then this will be 1 by m square plus 1 by m square plus 2m into m. 2 here this will be this, if we are going to consider this square, then this will be 1 by m square plus 1 by m square plus 2 into 1 by m into 1 by m. Here 4 into 4 by mm, so it will be minus 2 by mm, hence this will be 1 by m minus 1 by m square. Okay, so root over and square, so here square can be cancelled out and it will be beta into 1 by m minus 1 by m. This is the same term. So here if we are going to consider take beta as the common from these two terms, we can found this and this term 1 by capital M, 1 by capital M is going to be cancelled out, and we are going to get omega plus will be equal to 2 beta by small m root over, whole root over. Let this is equation number 10. So here we found that omega plus is equal to 2 beta by m root over. So here for k plus, sorry, when k tends to 0, omega plus we found this much value, and when k tends to pi by 2a, the omega we found that 2 beta by m root over. This is equation number 9 and this is equation number 10. Now we have to consider omega minus versus k. Omega minus versus k. Carefully you have to watch this one. Okay. So from equation number 8b we get how much? Omega minus square is equal to beta into 1 by m plus 1 by capital M minus beta root over of 1 by m plus 1 by capital M square minus 4 sin square ka by mm. Now for k tends to 0, we consider ka will be equal to ka, not equal to 0. Why I am going to tell to you that whenever we are considering omega plus, at that time we consider that sin ka tends to 0. Okay, sin ka tends to 0. After that also we got the non-zero value of omega plus, right? Non-zero value of omega plus. Now if we are going to consider this value is going to be 0, this value is going to be 0, then omega minus will be 0. See, this value we have been taken 0, and this value both are same, both can be cancelled out, and we are going to get omega minus will be 0. So here, to get non-zero value of omega minus, it is not neglected. Not neglected means sin k totally we not neglected. We considered its minimum value, that is ka. We have been considered for this case, omega minus case, to getting the non-zero value of omega minus at k tends to 0. At k tends to 0. Okay. If we are going to take k, this one k tends to 0, sin ka will be equal to 0, then this term will be equal to 0, right? And this term 1 by m plus 1 by m square will be 1 by m plus 1 by m. Here beta into 1 by m plus 1 by m, here also same term. So both can be cancelled out, and we are going to get the 0 value. Omega minus will be 0. So to getting the non-zero value of omega, here we are not neglected totally, and we consider sin ka, approximately sin ka. Now omega minus square will be equal to beta into 1 by m plus 1 by m minus beta into 1 by m plus 1 by m. Here I taken 1 by m plus 1 by m common from this term and this term. Okay, so if I am going to take common from this term and this term, this will be 1 and this will be minus. Here we have been substituted, instead of sin ka is equal to ka, so it will be 4 into k square a square, 4 into k square a square divided by m divided by mm. So here you can think that how this term is came out. See, I am going to show you. Wait. So this is our this was our initial equation. Okay. Now we consider that sin k tends to k when k tends to 0, right? So here we can write omega square beta into 1 by m plus 1 by capital M minus beta whole root over of 1 by m plus 1 by m square minus 4 k square a square by small m and capital M, right? Now here in the further step, here I written directly, one step I omitted, you just watch it. Just watch beta 1 by small m by 1 by capital M minus beta into, I have taken this term common from this term and this term, so it will be how much? It will be, this is square. If you can take outside, then it will be outside the root over, it will be 1 by m plus 1 by capital M, right? Then inside this it will be 1 minus this term 4 k square a square by m into m. Okay, so this one will be what I can write 1 by 1 by small m plus 1 by capital M square, and already root over is there, so 1 by 2, right? So it will be beta into 1 by m plus 1 by m minus beta into 1 by m plus capital M. So it will be 1 minus 4 k square a square by m into m. So this will be how much? See, 1 by m plus 1 by capital M is nothing but your m plus capital M divided by m into m. So this is in the denominator. So if we are going to take it to the numerator, it will be m capital M by m plus m square root over. Okay, so same thing I have been written here. See, sorry. So same thing I have been written here. See, this will be beta into 1 by m plus 1 by m beta into 1 by m plus beta into this term has been taken as common, 1 by m plus 1 by m. Inside the bracket it will be 1 minus 4 k square a square by m into m. See, we found m into m by m plus m square whole root over. Whole root over means so to the power 1 by 2 I have been written. Instead of root over I have been written 1 by 2. So we got 1 minus 4 k square a square by small m capital M into small m capital M by small m plus capital M square. This is in bracket whole root over which was here. Okay, here root over symbol is there. I instead of root over symbol I have been written 1 by 2 to the power 1 by 2. So is equal to we can write that this is nothing, in this box this is nothing, you just follow from here, is equal to beta into 1 by m plus 1 by capital M, 1 by m plus 1 by capital M, again taken from common from this and this term. Okay, so it will be 1 here 1 minus this term minus, see, 1 minus 4 k square a square, 4 k square a square by mm into m by 1 plus m square root over to the power root over and then bracket. Okay, is equal to beta into 1 by m plus 1 by m, and this is written as, here you can see this is m into m square, here one m into m in the denominator, so it can be got cancelled out, so it can be written as 1 minus curly bracket 1 minus 4 k square a square into mm. Instead of mm square we have to write mm divided by m plus m square to the power whole root over 1 by 2 then square bracket. So now this is in the form of 1 plus x to the power n. So we can use the so-called binomial expansion. So if we have to consider the binomial expansion like this, see, 1 plus x to the power n, we know that 1 plus nx plus n into x to the power 2 divided 2 factorial, x to the power 2 by 2 factorial plus n into x to the power 3 by 3 factorial and so on. So we are going to consider only two terms, and higher order terms we are not going to consider. So like that, here you can see that this is 1 minus x, you can consider this much as x to the power n. To the power n is 1 by 2. So here you can consider 1 plus minus, this is minus. So if we are going to consider binomial theorem, then it will be 1 is here 1 minus 1 by 2, 1 minus n into x, n into x. So here n is 1 by 2 into x, 4 k square a square into m plus m by m plus m square. And the second term will be how much? A second term will be n into x to the power square, sorry, x square, n into x square by 2 factorial. That means 1 by 2, this square, this much square divided by 2 factorial or divided by 2. Here if I am going to take this much square, then this term will be larger. And if we are going to consider further terms, also this denominator terms, m plus m term is going to be increased. So hence we have been neglected the higher order terms and we consider only these two terms, first term and second term. So here if we can solve, if we are going to solve this one, here plus 1 minus 1 got cancelled. Okay, and this is minus, so plus we can get, and 2 and 4 got cancelled, 2 and 4 got cancelled, and we get beta into 1 by m plus 1 by capital M into 2 got cancelled, 2 k square a square, 2 k square a square into m into m by m plus m square by neglecting higher order terms. Okay, now omega minus square will be approximately equal to how much we are going to get? it will be 2k square a square by m plus m, because if we are going to add these two term, it will be 1 by m plus 1 by m. It will be how much? It will be m plus m divided by mm. Okay, so denominator mm is cancelled out here, mm, and numerator m plus m is going to cancel out 1 m plus m. So we can found that beta into 2 k square a square divided by m plus m, m plus m. Okay, this is nothing. So we found omega minus square approximately this one, or we can say that omega minus will be equal to, or so called approximately equal to ka, here square will be there, ka into 2 beta by m plus m, let m plus m whole root over, let this is equation number 11. Here we got that non-zero value of omega minus. Okay, now let for k tends to pi by 2a. So if we have to consider now further k tends to pi by 2a, then sin k will be equal to 1. Sin k, if it will be 1, we have to put, instead of sin k, sin square k, it will be 1. So it will be 1 by m plus 1 by m square minus 4 by mm, and previously we found that this is nothing but how much? 1 by m plus 1 by 1 by m minus 1 by capital M square. Previously we found that this value is nothing but this one. So if we are going to consider that one, then how much we are going to get? See, this inside value is nothing but 1 by m minus 1 by m square root over. Okay, again minus is there, so we are going to get 2 beta by capital M. So here we found 2 beta by small m previously for omega plus, and here we can get omega minus will be equal to 2 beta by capital M. I am going to show you that step. Wait, simple step is there. You can found easily. See, this is your beta into 1 by m plus 1 by capital M. Okay, minus beta into this will be nothing but 1 by m minus 1 by capital M whole square. 1 by m minus 1 by m capital M square, and if we are going to take the root over of this one, so it will be going to cancel out. So it will be beta 1 by m plus 1 by m minus beta 1 by m plus beta 1 by capital M. So this small m 1 by small m beta into 1 by small m is going to be cancelled out, and we are going to get 2 beta by capital M. 2 beta by capital M. Hence omega minus will be root over of 2 beta by capital M. Let this is equation number 12. Let this equation number is 12. Okay. Now considering equation number 9, 10, 11, 12. Here we got the two equations, that is omega minus is 11, that is the minimum value of omega minus, and this is the maximum value of omega minus, that is 2 beta by capital M, equation number 12. And previously we found that 9, 10 equation means this is the 10, that is the maximum value of omega plus, and another minimum value of omega plus is this one, 2 beta root over of 1 by m plus 1 by capital M or root over. Okay, here omega at k tends to 0. Omega at k tends to 0, this value. Omega at k tends to pi by 2a will be equal to this much. And this is equation number 11 also. At k tends to 0, this will be the value. Omega minus k tends to pi by a, this will be the value. At k tends to pi by a, this will be the value that is omega minus. Now we are going to consider these four equations, equation 9 and 10, equation 9 and 10, and 11 and 12, and we have to draw the figure omega versus k, omega versus k. Carefully you have to watch this figure. This figure is important, much important for this topic. Okay, so if you understood this figure, then it will be easy for you for your any exam purposes. Okay, so in this video, this is the most important part, that how to draw or how to understand to draw the dispersion relation graph by using equation number 9, 10. Okay, 9, 10 and 11, 12. So here we are using equation number 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 to draw this graph. So first we have to consider at pi by a. Yes, this is along x-axis we have been taken as k, and this is minus pi by a and this is plus pi by a. So in between that, the region will be called as first Brillouin zone. In case of monoatomic, we found minus pi by a and plus by a, the range. And here we found, in case of diatomic, it will be minus pi by 2a and plus pi by 2a. So this will be the first Brillouin zone, and first we have to consider at pi by a what will be the value of omega plus and omega minus. So here omega plus, this is your omega plus, this is omega plus at k tends to 0, and this is omega plus at k pi by a. So at pi by a, the value is 2 pi by beta, 2 beta by m root over. Okay, and omega minus value is 2, omega minus value at same k equal to pi by a, omega minus is 2 by capital M root over. So now you compare equation number 12 and equation number 10. Equation number 12 and equation number 10, we can found this one will be the larger, because as the denominator we have the small mass or lighter mass, and in equation number 12 we have the heavier mass. So obviously this will be the larger and this will be the smaller. Okay, so at pi by plus pi by 2a plus pi by 2a, here I have to consider this is 2 beta by m root over, and here I will be consider 2 beta by m, 2 beta by capital M root over. Okay, so this is belongs to omega plus, this is belongs to omega plus this point, this is belongs to omega minus. Likewise, if we are going to consider minus pi by a, also we are going to get the same value for omega minus and omega plus. So omega plus is the higher value than omega minus at pi by 2a, minus pi by 2a and plus pi by 2a. So this 4 point we got in the graph. Now you consider at k tends to 0, at k tends to 0, at k tends to 0 we found omega plus is this value, equation number 9, right? And omega minus at k tends to 0, this value we got, this is the value we got at k tends to 0, this is equation number 11. Now you consider equation number 11 and equation number 9, which one is the larger? This one is the larger. See, I am going to give you one example, simple example, that here 2 beta m plus m by mm root over, this is belongs to omega plus and this is belongs to your omega minus, right? So b is the force constant. So force constant you can take a constant 2, and suppose small mass is taken as 2 and larger mass or heavier mass you can take 5. So if you are going to calculate this much value, you can get 0.57 around, and if you are going to calculate this much, you are going to 2.8. So here 2 point is larger than the 0.5. Now you can say that, sir, this is another term is multiplied, this is very small, this is very small. Here k tends to 0 means if I will consider k equal to 0 or tends to 0, this value again will going to be decreased. Okay, so hence we found that this value is lesser than this value. So when k tends to 0, omega minus will be tends to 0, or you can say nearby this value. Okay, nearby this value, this is k tends to 0, k tends to 0 means this value, nearby this value. But likewise at omega, k tends to 0, omega plus value is this one, 2 beta 1 by m plus 1 by m root over, or here I can write this value I not written over here, but this value, k tends to 0 means this value, around this value will be approximately how much, k root over of 2 beta by small m capital M. Okay, so when k equal to 0, k will be there, it will be 0. Okay, so k tends to 0, value will be this much, will be very lesser than comparatively with 2 beta 1 by m plus 1 by capital M. Right, so here we got the 4 points for omega minus. For omega minus, when k tends to 0, this will be 0, approximately 0, or value will be this much. When k tends to plus or minus pi by 2a, the value will be equal to 2 beta by capital M. Okay, here 2 beta by capital M, and the graph will be this much, will be this. So if we are going to take other values of k, and we have to, if we are drawing the will be draw the graph, this will be like this, and this side will be like this. So this is very similar with our monoatomic case, lattice vibration. Now you can consider that at 0, omega plus approximately 0, omega plus value will be nothing but 2 beta into 1 by m plus 1 by m root over, right? 1 by m and 1 by m root over, and at plus pi by 2a and minus pi by 2a, both minus pi by 2a and plus pi by 2a, we found 2 beta by small m root over 2 beta by small m root over. Okay, so the graph now, likewise, if we are going to take omega k values, different k values from 0 to pi by 2a, the omega plus value will varies from this higher point to this much. Okay, this will be variation of omega plus. Okay, so this frequency range means this one up to this much, and its variation will be called as optical branch, or some books they are written that optical mode of vibration, means in the diatomic system is going to be vibrate with this much frequency. Means we can say it is optical mode of vibration. If that diatomic system is going to vibrate with this much frequency, is called as acoustical branch. Acoustical acoustical branch. Here I am going to give you small hints that acoustical means is belongs to sound, and optical means is belongs to light. Okay, so whenever a sound wave is going to interact with a diatomic chain, linear chain, then the frequency range of vibration will be this to this much, and when the optical frequency light wave is going to be incident, suppose laser light I am going to be incident over the material, then so this is, suppose this is your diatomic chain is there, I am going to be incident over this a optical light, then the vibration will be in the frequency, in that optical frequency, and that mode of vibration will be called as optical mode of vibration. Okay, and here one thing we can we can found that in between this 2 points, there is a gap. There is a gap of frequency. See, this is belongs to 2 beta by m root over. This is belongs to 2 beta by m root over. 2 beta by capital M root over. So here this is the larger 2 beta by now 2 beta by m small m root over is the larger, and 2 beta by capital M is the smaller. So there, if I am going to take a difference, I am going to find out some value. Suppose this is del f or del omega. Del omega means in between that two values there is the frequencies. There is the frequencies is not considered in our derivation. Got it? So in our derivation we found this much and this much frequency, or this much range, or this much range. This much range frequency is accepted from our derivation, or we found this much range is covered and this much range is covered, but this range is not came into the picture in our derivation. That means whenever a diatomic system is going to be vibrate, it has two components or two frequency ranges. That will be a acoustical branch and is a optical branch. But in between that, a frequency range is not going to be considered, is not going to be acceptable by the diatomic molecule. That frequency band is going to be called as the forbidden frequency band. Here forbidden means we can say restricted band or cancelled out band. Okay, like your maybe you studied plus 2 that in a conductor or a semiconductor, you can say there is a conduction band and valency band, and there is a gap that is called the forbidden band. Likewise, here also we found the similar type of scenario, that is one is acceptable, that is lower frequency band. This is lower, this is higher frequency. So this is lower frequency band is called the acoustical branch, or which is accepted or which is occurs due to sound waves, and this band will be occurs due to optical light or light source, and will be called as optical branch. In between that, some frequency ranges is not going to be accepted or is not going to be coming into the picture for a diatomic linear vibration. Okay, one dimensional linear vibration, and this band of frequency will be called as forbidden frequency band. Okay, so whatever we have been written in this figure, that we are going to be discussed now. Okay, so from the mathematical derivation, what we found the two branches of vibration, that is one optical branch and another is acoustical branch, and in between that a frequency band is not going to be considered, that is called the forbidden band. So now we are going to analyze that what is the meaning of the optical and acoustical branch. So physical significance of optical and acoustical branch, you can put the heading of physical significance of optical and acoustical branch. So what is the physical meaning that we are going to be discuss now. Okay, so in this section we are going to investigate the physical significance of vibration of optical and acoustical branch and how they are different with each other. Okay, first we have to consider the optical branch. So for investigation we have considered the equation number 5. You go back to your note and you can find the equation number 5 is this one. 5a is this one and 5b is this one. So these two equations we have been considered, because here a is nothing but called as the amplitude of the smaller mass, b is nothing but called as your amplitude of larger mass. From the beginning of our discussion I also told to you, you can check your note, that see A and B amplitudes of the vibration of atoms. Atoms A and B having A of atoms A and B having mass m and m. That means A is belongs to smaller mass, B is belongs to larger mass or heavier mass. Okay. Now from that amplitudes we can consider, or we can conclude how they are moving with each other. See, this is 5a and 5b. Now for k tends to 0, for k tends to 0, cos a equal to cos ka will be equal to 1. Here k tends to 0 means cos ka tends to 1. Now equation number 5a and 5b will be how much? see cos ka equal to 1. That means it will be 2 beta minus omega square a into a minus 2 beta b is equal to 0. And by solving this one we can found, you can pause the video and you can write. This is easy. Okay, so you can found that omega square by 2 beta equal to a minus b by ma. Let this is equation number 13. Now from equation number 5b, here you can put cos ka equal to 1. So you can write that minus 2 beta plus 2 beta b minus omega square mb minus omega square mb will be equal to 0. So by solving you can get that omega square by 2 beta will be equal to minus a minus b equal to mb. Very simple steps. So let it is equation number 14. Now you can check the equation number 13 and 14. Both the left hand side are equal, so hence right hand side will be equal. So it will be a minus b by ma, small a into small m into a will be equal to minus a minus b by capital M into b. So a minus b can be cancelled out, and what we are going to get? We are going to get a by b will be equal to minus capital M by small m. Let this is equation number 15. Okay, so this represents some interesting thing I am going to explain here. See, here a and b are represents the amplitude of vibration of smaller and larger mass. Larger or heavier, you can heavier, you can write heavier also. Heavier mass, okay, no problem. Larger you can write, no problem. Larger mass, that is for m, small m and capital M respectively. Here m by m can be taken as constant. So both are mass means m by m will be the constant. Let it is p. Now the equation number 15 will be written as a equal to minus p into b. Minus p into b. So p is a constant. So here you can see that from equation number 16 one can perceive that the two atoms move in the opposite direction. See, here a is the amplitude of small a, here b is the amplitude of larger mass. Smaller mass amplitude, larger mass amplitude. So both are negative with each other. That means one amplitude is one direction and other amplitude is other direction. So that means if one atom is moving in this way, another atom is going to be moving in this way, longitudinally. So if you can consider, if one atom is moving this way, another atom is moving this way, like that. They are moving like this way, or they are moving like this way. Okay, they are moving opposite with each other. If one is this way, another is this way. If one is this way, another is this way. So they are moving opposite with each other. From this equation number 16 we have been concluded. So here you can write, if pause the video, this is the note. Okay, note you have to write. From equation number 16 one can perceive that the two atoms move in opposite direction. From equation number 15 it can be found that amplitude are inversely proportional to their masses. See, suppose m I am going to take the constant. See, directly you can see amplitude is inverse proportional to its mass. Amplitude is inverse proportional to the mass. That means if mass is going to be increased, the amplitude is going to be decreased. And the corresponding mode of vibration is shown in the figure 4 and this is 4a and 4b. This is transverse manner representation. Both meaning is same. See, both meaning is same. This is the transverse way of representation of the motion, and 4b represent the longitudinal representation of the motion of the two atoms for the optical branch. For the optical branch, we found that two atoms has to be moved opposite with each other from equation number 15. Sorry. And here this is the two representation. This representation having the meaning is same. Okay. Here you can see that as mass is increases and amplitude is going to be decrease, or mass and amplitude both are inverse proportional with each other. So you can see the larger mass, if it is moving this direction, smaller mass will be moved this direction, and larger mass will be have the smaller amplitude as compared with the smaller mass. So this will be the motion or vibration for diatomic lattice, linear diatomic lattice in your optical branch. This is, it is written as displacement of the particle in the optical branch or mode. 4a 4b are the representation of the displacement by transverse and longitudinal wave. So this is the transverse way. It is the representation that it is moving, larger mass is moving upward, means then smaller mass will be moved downward, will be opposite with each other. And this is longitudinal representation. If larger mass is moving this way, the smaller mass will be moved this way. And this is another sections I have been represented. Larger mass moved smaller distance, smaller mass moved larger distance. Both are opposite with each other. This is longitudinal representation, this is transverse representation, but both the meaning are same. So here even mass of both the atoms, now we are going to consider that both the mass are same. Even mass of both the atoms are equal, m equal to m, they always move in opposite direction. Okay, because so see, if we are going to consider m equal to m, so mm will be -1, so a equal to -b. That means if we are going to consider mass will be the equal, they are going to be moving opposite direction, but the amplitude will be the same. Here the amplitude, this is the amplitude of the larger mass, this is the amplitude of the smaller mass, but if both are same mass, they are also is going to be moved with each other in opposite direction, but with the smaller, with the same amplitude, and but they have to be moved opposite with each other. Okay, in this optical branch. Now we have to consider your acoustical branch. So for acoustical branch, for k tends to 0, here we consider that cos k equal to 1 minus k square a square by 2 be neglected higher order terms. Cos kx value is how much? This one 1 minus x square by 2 factorial plus x4 by 4 factorial minus x6 by 6 factorial, like that, right? So here cos k will be 1 minus this much plus this much square by 2 factorial, sorry, 1 minus this much square by 2 factorial will be this one, k square a square by 2, then plus x to the power 4 by 4 factorial, that will plus x this much k to the power 4 a to the power 4 will be for 4 factorial, but the higher order term is neglected, and we consider that 1 minus k square a square by 2. Now you can ask that, sir, in case of optical branch we considered k tends to 0, that means cos x tends to 1, but here we considered cos ka is equal to 1 minus k square a square by 2. Why? Yes, see, whenever we have been considered omega minus, here we can see k tends to 0 we taken, here we taken as k, here we not taken as k sin k equal to 0, we consider a minimum value, right? Here we consider a minimum value to find out a non-zero term. non-zero term. Likewise, here in case of optical branch, we taken as maximum value of cos Ka, that is 1. So for the acoustical branch, we have to consider just somewhat minimum, just somewhat lesser value as compared to the optical branch. So here cos Ka will be equal to 1 if K tends to 0. Here it is the so-called maximum value of the cos Ka. But in case of acoustical branch, we have to consider somewhat lesser as compared with the optical. Okay, that will be the 1 minus K square A square by 2. So this value is nothing but approximately, this is approximately 1, but is somewhat less than the 1 as we have to compare with the optical branch that we are already taken as cos Ka equal to 1. So as in our for the optical branch already we have been considered cos Ka is equal to 1. Here acoustical branch, for the acoustical branch we have to consider less than that of 1. Okay, so here, for that we considered 1 minus K square A square by 2. Now we are going to consider equation number 5. Okay, equation number 5. In equation number 5, instead of cos Ka, we are going to write what? 1 minus K square A square by 2. K square A square by 2. So equation number 5a will be 2 beta omega square m into a minus 2 beta b into here cos K was there. Instead of cos Ka, we are going to write 1 minus K square A square by 2. You can see that for your equation number 5, for 5a, this is how much? 2 beta cos A and b is there. So here I can write 2 beta b into 1 minus cos Ka, we consider this one, so equal to 0. Okay, so that implies minus omega square m is equal to 2 beta b into 1 minus K square A square by 2 minus 2 beta A. Let it is equation number 17. Likewise, from equation number 5b, if you are going to consider, then it will be minus 2 beta A. Instead of cos Ka, we can write 1 minus K square A square by 2 plus this will be 2 beta minus omega square m into b equal to 0. So it will be 2 beta minus omega square m. This is b. Okay, this is b equal to 0. So it will be further simplification, you can get minus omega square capital M b will be equal to this much. This is equation number 17 and 18. This is 18. Okay, now add these two equations. If you are going to add these two equations, you can found left hand side, you check, this is minus omega square m a plus m a will be equal to that is minus K square A square beta A plus b. Let it is equation number 19. Consider the value of omega square at K tends to 0. Okay, omega minus square. Okay, here we are considering K tends to 0, that so called cos K somewhat minimum than the optical branch, that is less than 1, somewhat less than 1, and whatever we found the value of omega minus square at K tends to 0, omega minus square value, we found that this much, this one, 2 beta K square A square by m plus m. This value I am going to put over there because this is belongs to your acoustical branch. Okay, this omega minus square is belongs to acoustical branch, right? Now this value I am going to put over here in equation number 19. In equation number 19 I am going to be put here. So what will be the value? Though it will be minus 2 beta K square A square by m plus m into m a plus mb, ma plus mb is equal to, here capital M, this is capital M. Carefully you have to write the so called small m and capital M. Okay, it will be mistake, this can be mistake for you. somewhat you have to unconscious means the small m will be written by you as capital and vice versa. So you have to conscious at the time of writing the notes. First you watch one page and you have to write that page, then go for the second page, it will be better. Okay, so this will be m plus capital MB will be equal to this much. So 2 into m plus ma plus mb by m plus m will be equal to a plus b, will be equal to a plus b. So that implies 2 into ma plus mb is equal to m plus m into a plus b. Okay, so 2 into ma plus mb will be equal to ma plus mb. This is not beta, okay, this is b plus ma plus mb. So here ma plus mb will be equal to, see here 2 ma, here one is ma, so can be cancelled out, only one ma we are going to be found, and here 2 capital M into B, and here another capital M into B is there. So it can be subtracted and leaved the M, capital M into B will be equal to MB small m into B plus capital M into A. So you can take this MB to the left side and this MA to the right side. We can found M minus MB equal to M minus M into A. That implies A by B equal to plus 1. This is most important equation. That is A by B equal to plus 1. That means both the amplitudes, that here we can write A equal to B, that means both the amplitudes is in the same direction. A is the amplitude belongs to the small a, B is the amplitude of the amplitude of the vibration of the heavier mass. So both are in the same direction. So from equation number 20 it can be found that the motion of the two atoms are in the same direction, at a particular instant of time, because both the amplitude of the atoms are positive. See, here I just changed the language, but you should not be confused. Here I written two atoms or two masses you can say, no problem. Two masses or two heavier, one is small mass and another is heavier mass, right? No problem. I written same thing in the previous itself. So you just consider that two atoms belongs to different mass, one is heavier and one is lighter. Okay, so what we found from the equation number 20, we found that the motion of the two atoms are in the same direction at the particular instant of time, because both the amplitude of the atom are positive. From equation number 20 we found. The corresponding vibration is shown in figure 5. This is figure 5a and 5b. Both are meaning is same, but representation is different. This is 5a represented on the behalf with the help of transverse manner, and this is longitudinal manner. And you can see that both the atom is moving opposite directions, same directions. Smaller mass and larger mass both are moving in the same direction. Okay. So you can consider that nearby the atoms have the larger and smaller displacement. See, if we have to consider this one, this is the displacement is 0, but this has the larger as compared to this one, and this atom has the larger displacement, larger amplitude as compared to this one. So in case of longitudinal, we can say that both the atoms heavier and smaller are moving along the same direction, but amplitude is somewhat different. this smaller will be move in the large amplitude with the large amplitude, and the larger or the heavier atom will be move with the smaller amplitude. Okay, so here so here from the overall discussion we found that in case of diatomic lattice, in case of diatomic lattice vibration, it has to be two frequency range. One is optical range and another is sorry another is acoustical range. So when sound wave interacts on the surface of the crystal, diatom per unit cell, here crystal means diatoms, two atoms per primitive cell, induced acoustical vibration. However, when optical radiation interacts on the surface of the crystal, induced optical vibration. So here acoustical means sound wave is going to be interact with the crystal or one dimensional diatomic crystal, and in case of optical branch, it is indicates that optical radiation means light radiations is going to be interact on the surface of the crystal and induce optical vibration, or which is called as the optical branch, or called as the so called optical mode of vibration. Okay, so here you can see I written, even both the masses are equal, they always move along the same direction with same amplitude, right? So if we are consider both the mass are same, they are going to be move along the same direction and same amplitude. So this is all about the discussion of the diatomic vibrations along one dimensional diatomic vibration having different masses, and also we discussed that if they are going to be same mass, what can be happens, and we found that in case of optical branch, if both the masses are going to be same, then they also has to be move opposite with each other. And in case of acoustical branch, we've also found that if they are going to be have the same mass, then also we are going to get they have to be move along the same direction. Okay, here positive. So if the both masses are going to be equal, also they are going to be move along the same direction. So this is all about your discussion regarding diatomic molecules, diatomic linear vibration, one dimensional linear vibration of diatomic system. Okay, then we are next class we are going to discuss that some interesting and important facts observed in diatomic lattice vibration. So some important results we found that we are going to discuss, that if rather than two atoms, if n atoms is going to be considered, and then the number of frequency band will be n. Here number of frequency band is two, acoustical branch and optical branch. One is acoustical branch and another is optical branch. Okay, so if n number of atoms we are going to consider, the n number of bands we are going to get with separated by the forbidden band. And another thing you can see that this is here this is separated by 2 beta by small m, and this is small 2 beta by capital M. If both the masses is going to be same, then this both is going to be coincide with each other, and we are not going to get any type of the so-called forbidden band. See here, see here that if both the masses is going to be same, then this both the value is going to be same, so there will be the any type of forbidden band. We are not going to get the forbidden band. So these are this type of results we are going to be discuss in our next video or next class. So up to this much, I suggest that up to this much acoustical physical significance of the so-called optical and acoustical branch, whatever I discussed from the dispersion relation, you have to write down your note, carefully watch this video, and wherever you want you can pause the video and you can write perfectly your note, and wherever you got the doubt, you can contact with me and ask me. We are going to be discuss. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.